Welcome back to our channel. The name Daredevil is a bit of a misnomer, but for the sake of this list, we'll include anybody who has voluntarily committed a risky or extreme action for the sake of exposure. This video will include a list of the world's boldest, most accomplished, most well-known daredevils. We are counting down our top 10 daredevils in history. Number 10. Donald Campbell. Donald Campbell is one of the greatest record breakers of all time. Campbell set 8 speed records in the 1950s and 1960s, and in 1964 he set both land and water speed records. Campbell is the first person in history to achieve both feats in the same year. Campbell's desire, on the other hand, got the best of him. Campbell crashed on January 4, 1976 while trying to establish a new water speed record. It took until 2001 for his corpse to be found. Number 9. Reinhold Messner. This Italian climber has traveled the world and accomplished several astounding feats, making him the greatest explorer and adventurer in contemporary history. In 1986, he became the first person to climb all 14 of the world's 8,000ers. All of this was achieved without the need of any additional oxygen. In 1978, he and Peter Habeler were the first people to climb Everest without supplemental oxygen, a feat previously thought impossible. In 2004, he also skied across Antarctica and trekked more than 1,000 kilometers through the Gobi Desert. We're exhausted just thinking about him. Number 8. Charles Blondin. To a guy like Charles Blondin, all you have to do is tip your hat. Blondin is a well-known tightrope walker whose name has become associated with the sport. On an 1,100-foot-long tightrope, he traversed 160 feet above the Niagara Gorge in 1859. He'd return to this trick in the future and make it more dramatic. He subsequently proceeded to the United Kingdom and Ireland, where his high-wire aerobatics, which included somersaults on stilts 70 feet above the earth, made him a famous attraction. Number 7. Annie Edison. Annie Edison is a character in the film. Annie Edison Taylor was a typical music and dance instructor by day, not an athlete or daredevil. However, since employment was scarce, she decided, like any other desperate person, to ride a barrel over Niagara Falls in search of fortune. On October 24, 1901, Taylor crossed the falls. She pulled it off and became the first person to successfully ride a barrel over the falls. Unfortunately, she didn't make a lot of money from the prank, and the money she did make was used to pay private detectives to track down her manager who had stolen the famed barrel. Number 6. Jeb Collis. Jeb Collis is a world-renowned skydiver and base jumper who has conquered some of the most amazing locales on the planet. Collis was 23 years old when his parachute malfunctioned and he fell down a waterfall while base jumping in South Africa in 1999. He has performed other astounding exploits since then, including gliding down the Matterhorn. His videos are fantastic and they make you question why somebody would ever commit such a thing. This is the mark of a true daredevil. Number 5. Joseph Kittinger. Joseph Kittinger was a colonel in the Air Force who participated in Operation Manhigh, a military project that carried men into the stratosphere in balloons. Kittinger established a balloon altitude record of 96,760 feet in 1957. He achieved the record for the highest parachute jump on August 16, 1960, jumping 102,800 feet and falling for nearly 4 minutes at speeds of 614 miles per hour. Kittinger was the capsule communicator for Felix Baumgartner when he broke his 52-year record in 2012. Number 4. Felix Petit. Felix Petit, one of the world's most renowned high-wire artists, is arguably best remembered for his historic walk between the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York. Petit went between the towers on a rope a quarter-mile above the earth on August 7, 1974. He made a total of 8 passes, doing different tricks to the chagrin of the cops. The incident gained him praise from the media and the general public, and the charges against him were dropped in return for his presenting a free presentation in Central Park for children. Number 3. Alain Robert. Robert, also known as the Human Spider and the French Spider-Man, is well known across the globe for free climbing a number of buildings without the use of any equipment other than chalk and climbing shoes. Robert has scaled several of the world's most famous and tallest skyscrapers, including Chicago's Willis Towers, Malaysia's Petronas Towers, China's Taipei 101, and Dubai's 2,700-foot-tall Burj Khalifa. If you're asking how this is legal, the answer is, it isn't. Robert has been imprisoned many times for his pranks, despite the fact that he has lately received sponsorship from a number of well-known firms. Number 2. Harry Houdini. Houdini was well known as an illusionist, but he was also well known as an escape artist across the globe. A milk can full of water was used to escape handcuffs in Houdini's legendary milk can escape in 1908. For his famous suspended straitjacket escape, Houdini tried to break free from a straitjacket while hanging in mid-air. In 1915, Houdini was buried alive 6 feet below without a coffin. Incredibly entertaining performances still amaze almost a century later. Evel Knivel. Evel Knivel was a well-known stunt performer and motorcycle jumper who performed over 75 enormous motorcycle leaps between 1965 and 1980, making him the world's greatest daredevil. The attempt to leap 140 feet over the fountains at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas is maybe his most renowned feat. Other remarkable antics include leaping 14 Greyhound buses at Kings Island and traveling the Snake River Canyon of a mile. Meanwhile, his son Robbie would go on to do the Caesar's Palace stunt as well as a 228-foot leap over a section of the Grand Canyon. That's all from us from now. Like, share, and keep watching us.